Dear parents, teachers, and protectors of our children, I am Lylan from the AtapumaWorld. Today we are going to discover the importance of open and honest conversation with our children, inspired by the story of Pato the duck. In this journey, we will uncover valuable lessons about the importance of healthy eating. We will see how Patricio faced his own challenges and overcame them with determination and support. But before we begin, make sure you have the story Pato the duck nearby, whether in video story format, printed or digital. You will need your magical passport for this adventure. Patricio's story shows us that sometimes children can hide their problems, especially when it comes to food choices. Patricio secretly kept his love for sweets and his lack of healthy choices hidden. And that is exactly what we must address today. Open and honest communication with children is essential to help them understand the importance of healthy food choices. Sometimes we believe that teaching children to eat well simply means telling them what is right or wrong. But children learn more when they feel heard and understood. In Pato the duck, Patricio changes the way he eats, not because someone orders him to do so, but because he discovers for himself that his body needs energy to fly, play, and feel good. That is the real magic, when conversation becomes a bridge between what a child feels and what they need to learn. Opening a dialogue with children does not require long speeches, but rather simple and sincere questions that awaken their curiosity. What food makes you feel full of energy to play? What do you think would happen to Patricio if he ate candy every day? What could we prepare together that would make you feel as strong as your favourite athlete? These questions open doors. They encourage children to think, recognise themselves, and participate in their own decisions. When parents listen without judging and respond with patience, children learn that taking care of themselves can also be fun, creative, and loving. An open conversation is actually a way of nourishing the soul. It is not only about talking about food, but about discovering what hides behind hunger, emotions, habits, fears, or cravings. When children feel understood, they develop a healthier relationship with food and with themselves. Patricio reminds us that both children and adults can change when someone supports them with tenderness. That is why every conversation can become a moment of transformation. A breakfast where ideas are shared, a snack filled with laughter, or a dinner where gratitude and reflection are present. Talking with children is teaching them how to think and feel at the same time. It is giving them tools to choose, to care for their bodies, and to value what nourishes them. Because when we truly listen to them, they also teach us how to look at life again with wonder, gratitude, and awareness. Behind every sincere conversation, there is a seed of transformation. When an adult takes the time to sit down with a child and ask how they feel when they eat, what flavours they enjoy, or which foods give them energy, they are doing something much greater than teaching nutrition. They are teaching emotional connection. In those little moments, children learn that their opinions matter, that their emotions are valid, and that they can participate in the decisions that affect their well-being. Through dialogue, they discover that eating well is not an imposition, but a way of caring for themselves with love. The story gently reminds us of this. Patricio changes the way he eats when he understands that his body and emotions are connected, and that food can also give him strength to fly higher, think clearly, and feel happy. It was not scolding that changed him, but a conversation filled with curiosity, understanding, and affection. Parents can take inspiration from this story to practice the magic of everyday dialogue, asking without demanding, listening without interrupting, and sharing without imposing. Small gestures, such as preparing a recipe together or talking about the colours on the plate, can become opportunities to create awareness about what we eat and how it makes us feel. During this process, adults also transform themselves. They learn to look beyond obedience and discover the emotional wisdom children naturally bring, their way of enjoying life, their ability to feel wonder, and their honesty when expressing what they feel. Because emotional and nutritional education begins there, in that sincere encounter where both children and adults recognise each other, listen to one another, and grow together. Talking with children is, in the end, a way of planting health and tenderness. One conversation at a time, one plate at a time, one gesture of understanding at a time. And just like Patricio in the story, when we understand the value of what nourishes us, we also learn to fly higher. Absolutely. When children feel they can speak openly and honestly with adults, they feel more comfortable sharing their thoughts and concerns. And this becomes a valuable opportunity for parents and teachers to enter their worlds and understand their perspectives. So, how can we begin? First of all, encourage parents and teachers to talk with children about their food choices. Ask them about their favourite meals and why they love them so much. It is an excellent way to start the conversation. You can say something like, "What is your favourite food, and why do you love it so much? I would really love to know." By doing this, you are giving them a voice and space to share their likes and preferences. And it is not only about listening, but also about showing genuine interest in what children have to say. Listening to them creates a deeper connection and makes them feel that their opinions truly matter. Of course, and once children share their favorite foods, you can also ask them how they feel after eating them. This is important because it helps them understand the relationship between food and emotions. Exactly. You can ask something like, "After eating your favorite food, how do you feel? Do you feel full of energy or maybe a little slow?" Great question. This helps children reflect on how food affects their physical and emotional well-being. Sometimes children may realize that certain foods make them feel better than others. And when children share their thoughts and feelings about food, it is important for adults to listen without judging. This should be a criticism-free space where children can speak openly and honestly. That is essential. We want children to feel safe sharing their thoughts, even if they are not always what adults expect to hear. The absence of judgment is essential for maintaining open and honest communication. Following Patricio's story, you could even share moments when you yourselves face difficult food decisions. Have you ever had to choose between something healthy and something delicious? You can share those personal anecdotes. By sharing your own experiences, you show children that you understand what they are going through. You can say something like, "I remember once I found myself in a similar situation. I had to choose between a salad or a delicious pizza. It was difficult, but in the end, I chose the salad to take care of my health." That is very valuable. It teaches children that we all face challenges and that they are not alone in their struggles. It also shows them how they can balance their food choices. Parents, mothers, and caregivers. Open and honest conversation is a powerful tool to help children understand the importance of food choices and how they affect their well-being. By listening to children without judging, showing genuine interest in their thoughts, and sharing personal experiences, adults can create a space where communication flows naturally. Do not be afraid to start this conversation with children. Open the doors for them to share their thoughts and feelings about food. Open and honest communication is the key to nurturing healthy futures. In my name and on behalf of all the members of the AtapumaWorld, thank you for joining us in this important conversation. Until next time, and remember, communication is the foundation of healthy and meaningful relationships. If this capsule touched your heart, follow us for more content that inspires, supports, and strengthens families.